Hey there hunters, welcome back to the Gunners Guild. Today I want to talk about what's changing for us in Title Update 4 for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I won't be going over new sets in this video because it's going to actually take me quite a lot of time to get all caught up and get all information together, since there's a lot of testing to be done and I am just one person, sorry. So that'll be probably in a few days most likely, sorry about that. What I will be discussing today is what you should be farming for, what to look out for, and what to augment and such. Anyway, you'll see what I mean, but let's just dive in. So first, let's go over Velkhana and its gear. The fight itself was actually very much like Iceborne's fight. Capcom didn't rise it up or anything and give it some obscene new attacks. I think I saw like one new charging tail sweep, but that was pretty much it. And I'm glad the fight didn't change too much because Velkhana was super fun to fight in World. But honestly, compared to how fast everything moves in Sunbreak, Velkhana just feels incredibly sluggish, and the fight itself was pretty easy considering we've been fighting anomalous risen elders and such at this point. It's kind of like doing like the Frostfang Barioth after Electron. It was just kind of like okay, why? It was just super easy. Velkhana's gear is also very much like it was in World. The Frostcraft meter works just the same. It has the same similar amount of buffs depending on how many bars you have filled. I think it's like 5, 20, and 30% for each of the gauges. Velkhana's weapons have a new feature that make them charge the Frostcraft meter 25% faster, which is cool. But gunners won't be using Frostcraft. There's no real reason to, sadly. Not only are we super gear dependent already, we really don't have a way to keep sheathing and maintaining our meter like some other weapons as it's designed specifically for. Frostcraft is also on 3 of 5 Velkhana pieces, so that's kind of lame. Maybe later we'll get Frostcraft as a decoration or armor augment because literally every skill in the game will get that, it seems. Then we can try that out. But at least Velkhana's leg pieces are really nice. If you're using ice anything, there's no way you aren't using the Velkhana legs. Next, we're going to take a look at Velkhana's ranged weapons. The light bowgun is, well, I don't really know what to do with it, to be honest. It's got decent raw, good shots, and good default recoil and reload, but it can't shoot Ice Pierce, and it has the same MOs as the World version, so it has like clip 2 a spread 3 and clip 1 a pierce 1. Like, it was kind of designed for roll to reload, so yeah, that's kind of weird and stupid. It does have clip 4 rapid fire spread 2, but like those are never going to catch up to Geismagorm's spread 3s, so kind of a dead bowgun. The heavy bowgun though is a bit of a different story. While it can't use Ice Pierce, it does have a decent spread 3 clip size of 5. It's not the best, but walk and shoot and walk and reload is decent. But what makes this bowgun stand out is that it's kind of like a mix between Magnamalos and Tritranodons for spread 3. It has better slots than Tritranodons, but has 1 less clip size for the spread 3 and 10 less raw. But it also has better recoil and reload, so you don't need to use as many decorations for the recoil and reload stuff, which is great. And it also has usable sticky 3s and exhaust ammo like Magnamalo's heavy bowgun. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'll probably end up using this for spread 3s going forward. If you use spread heavy bowguns, definitely worth crafting. For the bow, kind of a toss-up to be honest. Velkhana's spread ice bow is very similar to Barioth's. You're gaining 30 raw, which is pretty high, but you're also sacrificing it for 8 element and 30% affinity, which is also a ton. The 2 slots seem like a downgrade compared to the level 4 that's on Velkhana's, but it's really not considering that bow does want the level 1 slots for the reload decorations and the ice stuff, which I guess technically it doesn't anymore with Velkhana legs. So like, it's not bad, it's just kind of a side grade. You can make it, it'll probably work out just fine, but I think you might get a little bit more damage out of Barioth's, especially if we're going to be running crit element, which is on Velkhana's legs. It'll be a lot easier to maintain 100% crit with Wex, the 30% from the bow, and Bloodlust. So let's move on to RIsen Vasltrax. Man, I did not like RIsen Vasltrax before, especially as a gunner, and I made a video on that, nobody seemed to like it, but I don't like RIsen Vasltrax. And RIsen Vasltrax is more RIsen Vasltrax, so yeah, I can't really say I'm a fan. It's just not a fun fight to gun at all. That being said, let's talk about his new armor set. First off, the new skill Dragon Conversion. This skill will convert all your elemental resistance to elemental damage if you're under a red scroll, and sets your elemental resistance to 0, which can be good if you had negative elemental resistances. For Blade Masters, it converts 25% of all your resistance to elemental damage. So if you have 100 total resistances, you get 25 element, which is kinda nutty. For Gunners, however, it's only 8% conversion. So with the same 100 resistance, you get 8 element. So honestly, kinda disappointed, but not surprised. While I wanted to work with this skill to further boost elemental MO, I don't really think it's in the cards. I think Dereliction's just too good right now. My only hope is that the Furious skill, which augments plus 20 to all resistance, giving us 100, is worth that flat 8 element. I'm not really sure if the augments are worth it or not. I will need a test to find out, so that's going to be coming later. But that being said, dragon weapons can also run Dragonheart, that is an armor augment as well as a level 4 decoration, and you can get dragon blighted and then dump a huge amount of dragon damage, like, because you're going to get the 50 all res from Dragonheart, and then that's going to get converted into, like, you know, a fat chunk of dragon damage, and then your dragon bows, your dragon weapons, dragon ammo, whatever, all gets crazy because you still get your dragon damage under Dragon Blight, where you don't get your other element. So yeah, like, Dragon's gonna love this skill regardless. It's just for the other elements, it's gonna be kind of hard to work around. The armor itself is kind of whatever, aside from the two notable pieces. The waist has Stam Surge 3, attack boost, and a point of dragon conversion, and decent 4-1-1 slots, so I can't see that being useful for bows. With the way armor augments are now though, pretty much anything and everything is useful. The boots though are now going to be like the go-to for pretty much everyone, it seems. Crit boost 1, attack boost 2, stun res 3, which is huge for any weapon that abuses hyper armor, and it has 4 and 3 slots. If you don't want to use the stun res, that also becomes prime fodder for augment abuse, so these legs are pretty hot, don't sleep on those. Title Update 4 also came with a new perk on the weapon augment system. Now unlocking your augment slots will provide additional stats for your weapon, just a little bit of power creep. Blade Master weapons tend to get some raw, some element, and some sharpness just for upgrading their augment slots, so that's pretty nice. Sadly for bowguns and bows though, we just get some raw. Still no element, no recoil, no reload augments for bowguns. So yeah, bows just get a little bit stronger, bowguns get like 10 more raw. Woo. Kinda disappointing. Okay, so now let's take a look at the new decorations that were added. Chain level 4 is nice, but not for Gunner, as Chain doesn't really do much past level 1 for us Gunners. I know, sad face, but that's Gunner life. Heroics, not really sure why we'd ever use Heroics, we just eat for it, but whatever. Status Trigger, a level 3, also really nice decoration, except not really for us Gunners. Adrenaline Rush level 4 for 2 points is really great for bow and will definitely see some use, but sadly bowguns probably not so much unless we get a Bolden, which is now a decoration, which is crazy. Very underrated skill. Not only is it evade window, but it also will help shield heavy bowgun if you're into that, as well as make monsters enrage quicker, which means that they take more damage sooner, so it is a DPS skill. Foray level 4 is nice, but again, not really going to be used for us Gunners. Backstab getting a level 4 for 2 points is crazy. There are a lot of monsters we can actually abuse backstab on, so that's nice. Maybe we'll see some niche runs against certain monsters like Gold Rathian and other stuff that we can actually lock down. We'll probably put this in. Maybe some other things, not sure, but yeah, good skill. Defiance level 4 for 3 points, also not bad. It's high grade earplugs, tremor res, and wind pressure from pretty much all the normal monsters, which is really nice for one level 4 decoration. I don't know why we bother having the other skills anymore, to be honest. Intrepid Heart, also a level 1 decoration now, which is batshit insane. It's easily the best defensive skill for Gunner and will save your life. I highly recommend using it. If you can spare the level 1 slots, which I know they're really tight on right now, definitely put it in, but you can augment for it as well. Elemental Exploit 2 as a level 4 decoration is also very strong, even for us Gunners, highly recommend for elemental gunning. Dragonheart, as we mentioned before, surprised it's a level 4 decoration considering it's a B tier armor augment. I do recommend augmenting for it though, rather than slotting it in. And finally, we got Resentment as a level 4 decoration for 2 points, which is really nice since we're always using suicide sets anyways. So I will be doing a lot of testing and figuring stuff out to work with like the new armor pieces, the new augment skills, and the new decorations, so bear with me until I figure out kind of what's going on with the bowgun sets. For the most part though, our current previous sets should suffice for now. Just upgrade the armor so you can take bigger hits. We will be able to squeeze out just a few more points of raw, maybe some element with some super optimal stuff, but that's kind of niche anyways. So please refer to my title update 2 video to get a good baseline of like what armors you want and stuff like that, and what you should be going for your armor augments. And then I will update this in a couple days. But that's going to be it for me for now. Tune in later for the actual updated Gunner stuff when I can finally sort through all this. Thank you to my Patreon members as well. I do really appreciate y'all, even if it doesn't seem like it. And if you do want to talk shop about any kind of video games, whatever, I'm always around. Feel free to join my Discord in the description. But yeah, thank you all for watching and good luck out there, hunters.